You open the fridge, you stand there longer than the moment requires. Nothing inside is wrong exactly, you just don't know what you want. Multiply that by 3 meals a day for the rest of your life. Now picture a person standing in a forest 40,000 years ago facing the same problem. No labels, no expiration dates, no certainty about what might kill them. You'd guess they ate whatever they could kill and ran from everything else. The real answer is far stranger. Most of what you've heard about the ancient human diet is wrong. Wrong by a lot. The popular image is a hunter dragging home a mammoth leg while his family waits by the fire. Meat, fat, protein, repeat. That image built an entire industry of diet books and supplement ads. It is also mostly fiction. For most of human history in most places on Earth, plants made up the majority of calories eaten. Not all of it, but the majority. So where did the meat-heavy myth come from? Bones, stone tools, cut marks on animal remains buried in dry caves for thousands of years. Meat leaves evidence, plants don't. A root doesn't fossilize. A handful of berries doesn't survive 10,000 years in the dirt. So archaeologists kept finding spear points and bison ribs and built a story around what they could see. That story started cracking once researchers found a different kind of evidence, not in the ground, in the teeth. Christina Warriner, a biomolecular archaeologist, studies the hardened plaque on ancient teeth, called dental calculus. That plaque traps microscopic food particles for thousands of years, starch grains, plant fibers, pollen. When her team analyzed calculus from skeletons going back many thousands of years, the plant evidence was everywhere. Roots, seeds, tubers, wild grains ground and cooked, long before farming existed. The meat was real, it just wasn't the main course most days. It was the centerpiece on a good week, surrounded by a much larger pile of plant matter that left no bones behind to brag about it. But plants alone don't explain something else researchers needed to account for. Your brain. The human brain burns through roughly 20% of your daily energy, just sitting in your skull doing nothing dramatic. No other primate spends that much fuel on thinking. Something had to pay for that bill. Richard Wrangham, a primatologist at Harvard, built his career around one idea. Cooking paid for it. Raw food takes enormous energy to digest. Cooking breaks down fiber and starch before it ever reaches your stomach, handing your gut a head start it never had. Once early humans started cooking, they unlocked more usable calories from the same amount of food. Those extra calories got spent on a bigger, hungrier brain. That single shift may be the reason you can read this sentence at all. So the ancient diet wasn't meat-obsessed, it was calorie-efficient, plant-heavy, and cooked. But there's a piece still missing. How varied was it really? Herman Pontzer, an anthropologist who lived alongside the Hadza, a hunter-gatherer community in Tanzania, tracked exactly what they ate and how much energy they burned doing it. The diet shifted by season. Honey in one stretch, tubers in another, berries, baobab fruit, small game, birds, and dozens of plant species most outsiders couldn't name. In a single year, a Hadza diet can include over 100 different species of plants and animals. 100. Now think about your own week. How many actual species did you eat? Wheat, corn, soy, chicken, maybe beef, maybe a banana. Cut through the thousands of branded products lining a grocery store, and the raw ingredient list collapses fast. There was no single ancient diet either. Groups in the Arctic ate almost nothing but animal fat and meat for most of the year because almost nothing else grew there. Groups in California built entire food systems around acorns, processing them for days to remove the bitterness before they were safe to eat. The constant wasn't the menu, it was the flexibility to build a working diet out of whatever a stretch of land could provide. You live in the most food-abundant era in history, and yet the actual biological diversity on your plate has shrunk to a handful of crops grown at industrial scale, dressed up as thousands of branded products. Your gut didn't evolve for that. The trillions of microbes living in your digestive tract respond to variety, not volume. Less variety going in tends to mean less variety living inside you. The ancient human wasn't eating worse than you. In some ways, they managed a more complicated diet than almost anyone alive today without a single supermarket. You open the fridge again tomorrow morning. Same door, same light, same small pause before you decide. This time, count what's actually alive in there, species by species. The list is probably shorter than what a hunter weighed before breakfast 40,000 years ago.